So do I just go? Or?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay. I came to Job Corps on a whim, not knowing what to expect or what I could gain from it. I came because I couldn't keep a job or an apartment, and things at home were difficult. Job Corps opened a window of opportunity for me that I wouldn't have had otherwise. Through all of school, starting at a young age, my mom and I never really had any sort of relationship. The older I got, the further we grew apart. We fought a lot, and some of the time it got physical. My sophomore year of high school, my mom was diagnosed with ulcerative colitis. She was in and out of the hospital and in bed most days, so I filled in her shoes. I cooked and I cleaned after school, and I took care of my younger sisters as best I could. Through all of this, I was battling from within. Low self-esteem and depression consumed me, and on more than one occasion, I had thought of taking my own life. As one year faded into the next, I decided it was time for change. As I was trying to straighten out the tangled mess that was my life, my mom had taken a turn for the worse. Over the next year, she had almost died twice. I was afraid, and the way I reacted was to be angry. I was angry at my mom for being sick, and I was angry for the way that I had to grow up. I was angry because even with my mom still being on her deathbed, we couldn't get along. So I treated my family terribly. It was a constant battle between us right up to my high school graduation. After graduation, my family made the choice to move from Alaska to Idaho to help out my grandparents. Reluctantly, I agreed to come with them. I stayed for the summer to work and save up enough money to move back to Alaska on my own. Now 19, with money in my pocket, I bought my ticket and I was gone. I discovered the hard way that Alaska is a hard place to start your life, especially in the winter. September, October, and November were the 3 hardest months of my life. I had to work 2 full-time jobs just to make ends meet. In early October, I had found out that I was pregnant. I contacted the father, and he wanted nothing to do with me or the baby. So as October passed stressfully, I spent what little free time I had with friends trying to calm myself. By November, I was working 90-hour weeks, and the stress was beginning to take its toll on me. November 21st, 2008, is a day I will always remember. I had offered to cover a shift for a coworker, so I was there late. The friend I had plans with after work had started calling me around midnight, but being at work, I couldn't answer my phone. So when I got off around 2:30, I tried calling her back. With no answer, I tried calling a few more times. Still no answer, I drove to her house. She wasn't there. So I just went home to try and get a few hours of sleep. I was woken up from a restless sleep by a phone call. My friend had been killed by a drunk driver. The driver of the car had escaped the crash with a few scrapes and bruises, but my friend wasn't as lucky. She was killed instantly on impact. I realized then how precious life is and how quickly it can be taken away. 4 days after her crash, on the 25th of November, I had a miscarriage and I lost the baby. I called my parents and I begged them to bring me home. I never told them any details as to why I needed to be brought home so immediately, but they obliged, and I was back in Idaho December 3rd. Living back with my parents, I had fallen into a deep depression. Guilt about my friend and losing my baby consumed me. As I thought about my life from this point looking back, I never thought it was supposed to be this hard. I saw friends going off to college and being able to do the things that they had wanted to do and having the life that I wanted to live. And all I was doing was hearing about it. So from there, I decided I needed to work hard to get where I wanted to be. At 20, I decided I needed to take a look at my options. The Army sounded decent, so I went to talk with a recruiter. I was told I needed to lose weight before stepping foot in his office again. So what's my next option? I saw an ad on TV for Job Corps, and I started asking around about it. All I heard were negative things like, don't go there, that place is for delinquents, or don't do that, something better will come along. I wanted to be the judge, so I went to the meeting. What I found was a free place to live, food to eat, and I get a trade in the process. What's so wrong with that? So I filled out the application and I waited. While waiting, I got a job and I moved out of my parents' house. I worked for about a month when I got a call saying I would be leaving April 27th. I explained to them that I had found work, so I declined them, but I told them to keep my application on file. 3 weeks later, I was laid off, and my roommates kicked me out. So jobless, back with my parents, I was given an ultimatum. If you don't have a job in 3 weeks, you're homeless. I called the admissions counselor immediately, and I explained everything. She put me in the next input. I arrived at Columbia Basin Job Corps on June 8, 2010. That was the day that my old life had ended and my new life began. I came to Job Corps with a positive attitude and a desire to learn, ready to embark on a new adventure, so I gave it my all. I learned the rules and I picked culinary arts as my trade. I got the highest grade in my computer class and did the STEPS training. I was CPR certified and I also finished education. On center, I'm a CPP leader, a room leader, and currently running for SGA president. In my life, a hand up goes a long way, and even further with a positive attitude. I intend to get everything possible out of this opportunity as I can. I hope to go to advanced training in culinary arts so I can work for a cruise line for a while, and my long-term goal is to eventually open my own bakery, specializing in cakes. As for now, I'm a student with a lot to learn, with an open heart and a willing mind.